Have you ever found yourself questioning the path you're on, the choices you've made, or the direction you're headed? Life is a journey, one that is often shrouded in mystery and uncertainty. It's like walking through a forest, guided only by the faintest light. We all have moments when we stand at a crossroads, unsure of which path to take. We're confronted with decisions that shake us to our core, challenges that seem insurmountable, and circumstances that are beyond our control. It's during these times we find ourselves questioning the very fabric of our existence, our purpose, and our destiny. Uncertainty is a part of life, a constant companion on our journey. It's like the shifting sands beneath our feet, ever-changing, ever unpredictable. One moment we're basking in the sunlight, the next we're facing a storm. And it's in these moments of uncertainty we're faced with a choice, to surrender to fear or to trust in something greater. But let's consider this. What if uncertainty isn't something to be feared? What if it's a catalyst for growth, a tool for transformation? It's in the face of the unknown that we find our courage, our strength, and our faith. It's in these challenging times that we learn to lean not on our own understanding, but on the promise of a higher power. Our faith, our trust in God, is the beacon that guides us through the fog of uncertainty. It's the compass that points us in the right direction when we're lost. It's the anchor that holds us steady when the waves of life threaten to overturn our boat. But trusting in God during times of uncertainty is easier said than done. It's a journey, one that requires patience, perseverance, and a whole lot of faith. It's about surrendering control and trusting in a plan far greater than our own. It's about finding peace amidst the chaos, hope amidst the despair, and light amidst the darkness. It's in these challenging times that our trust in God is truly put to the test. But remember, a test isn't meant to break you, it's meant to make you. It's meant to strengthen your faith, deepen your trust, and bring you closer to God. So let's embark on this journey together, finding hope in uncertainty and learning to trust in God even when we don't understand. But what if I told you that uncertainty, though daunting, can be a beautiful gift? Yes, you heard it right. Uncertainty, with all its unpredictability and ambiguity, isn't necessarily something to fear or avoid. In fact, it can be an invitation to growth, a catalyst for change, and a pathway to a deeper trust in God. Think about it. When everything is certain, when everything is going according to plan, do we really stretch and grow? Do we truly learn to trust? Often we don't. It's in the moments of confusion, in the times when we can't see the road ahead, that we learn to rely not on our own understanding, but on God's wisdom and guidance. Uncertainty can be a profound teacher. It strips away our illusions of control and reminds us of our dependence on something greater. It challenges our assumptions, tests our faith, and prompts us to seek a deeper connection with God. When we embrace the unknown, we open ourselves to the possibility of transformation. We allow God to mold us, refine us, and lead us along paths we could never have imagined. And what about trust? Trusting in God doesn't mean we have all the answers. It doesn't mean we know exactly where we're going or how we'll get there. What it does mean is that we believe in a God who is infinitely wiser, infinitely kinder, and infinitely more loving than we can comprehend. We trust in a God who promises to guide us even when the path is steep and the journey is hard. So how do we embrace the unknown? We do it by letting go of our need for control. We do it by surrendering our fears, our doubts, and our plans to God. We do it by stepping out in faith even when the ground beneath us feels shaky. It's not easy, but it is possible, and it's worth it. Embracing the unknown is the first step towards finding hope in uncertainty. It's the first step towards a deeper, more resilient faith. It's the first step towards discovering that even in the midst of confusion and chaos, God is there, guiding, leading, and loving us every step of the way. Throughout history, people have faced incredible uncertainty and found hope through their faith in God. Let's illuminate some of these inspiring stories of individuals who persevered through the darkest of times. Take, for instance, the story of a woman named Mary. She was diagnosed with a debilitating disease, the kind that shatters dreams and breaks spirits. But Mary, she was different. She turned to her faith, believing in God's plan for her, even when the path was dim and the destination unknown. Through her unwavering trust, she found hope in the darkest of hours and became an inspiration for many. Or consider the tale of a man named John. John was faced with a life-altering decision that carried immense risks. The uncertainty was overwhelming, but instead of succumbing to fear, he chose to trust in God. He prayed for guidance, for strength, and for the courage to face whatever lay ahead. His faith became his compass, guiding him through the storm. And let's not forget the story of Rachel, a single mother navigating the challenging waters of raising children alone. She faced hardships and uncertainties at every turn. But Rachel, she leaned on her faith. She believed that God was with her, guiding her, and providing for her. Her faith gave her the hope and strength she needed to persevere. These stories serve as a testament to the power of faith in navigating life's uncertainties. Mary, John, Rachel, they all faced immense challenges. They all had moments of doubt, moments of fear. But through their faith, they found hope. They discovered that even when the road is unclear, even when the destination is unknown, trust in God can provide a beacon of light. So when you find yourself in the throes of uncertainty, remember these stories of faith. Draw strength from them. Let them inspire you to trust in God, to find hope in the midst of uncertainty. Because sometimes it's in the darkest moments that we find our greatest strength, our deepest faith, and our most profound hope. These stories serve as a testament to the power of faith in navigating life's uncertainties. One of the keys to trust is surrender. Surrendering, in essence, is a leap of faith. It's not about giving up or admitting defeat, but rather it's about releasing the tight grip we often have on our lives, our plans, and our dreams. It's about letting go of our need to control every little detail and instead allowing God to take the reins. Imagine you're on a ship, sailing through a storm. The waves are towering, the winds are howling, and you're holding onto the wheel, trying to navigate through the chaos. But the truth is, you're not the captain. You weren't meant to steer the ship through the storm alone. God is the captain. He's the one who knows the waters, who understands the winds, who can navigate the ship safely to the shore. Surrendering is trusting Him to take the wheel. It's about recognizing that God's plan may be far greater than our own. His wisdom, His understanding, His vision far surpasses ours. He sees the whole picture, while we only see a fragment of it. Just like a tapestry, our lives are woven with threads of joy, sorrow, triumph, and defeat. From our perspective, we can only see the threads that are directly in front of us. But God, He sees the entire tapestry. He knows how each thread connects, how each color blends, how each twist and turn creates a beautiful masterpiece. Surrendering is trusting that God is weaving the tapestry of your life with purpose. It's believing that even in the midst of the storm, He is creating something beautiful. In surrendering, we trust the Captain God to navigate us safely through the storm. We let go of our need to control, our need to understand, and instead we trust in His wisdom, His love, and His plan. It's not easy and it doesn't happen overnight. But in surrendering, we find peace, we find hope, we find trust. In the end, surrender is not about giving up, but about letting go and letting God. It's about trusting Him in the storm and believing that He will navigate us to the shore. It's about releasing our grip and allowing God to take the wheel. Because in surrender, we find not defeat, but victory. We find not despair, but hope. We find not fear, but trust. And in trust, we find peace. In surrendering, we trust the Captain God to navigate us safely through the storm. When you're uncertain, turn to prayer. These words carry a profound wisdom that has guided countless individuals through the labyrinth of life's uncertainties. Prayer is more than just a ritual or a tradition. It's a conversation, a dialogue with the divine. Imagine, if you will, a river. This river is your lifeline to God. It's the channel through which you can pour out your deepest fears, your highest hopes, and your heartfelt gratitude. Just as a river flows freely, unimpeded by the rocks and obstacles in its path, so too should your prayers. They should flow from your heart, carrying with them the weight of your emotions, your thoughts, and your experiences. Think of prayer as the language of the soul. It's the way we communicate with God, expressing our innermost feelings and desires. When we pray, we're not just speaking to an unseen entity, but to a loving, compassionate listener who understands us better than we understand ourselves. Prayer is also a tool for introspection. It's a mirror that reflects our inner self. As we pray, we start to understand ourselves better. We become aware of our strengths and our weaknesses, our virtues and our vices. This self-awareness can be a powerful catalyst for personal growth and transformation. In times of uncertainty, prayer can be our compass, guiding us through the fog of doubt and confusion. It reminds us that we're not alone in our struggles, that there's a higher power watching over us, supporting us, guiding us. It's a beacon of hope in the darkest night, a source of comfort in the deepest sorrow. But prayer is not just about asking for help or seeking guidance. It's also about expressing gratitude, acknowledging the blessings we've received. Gratitude is a powerful emotion that can shift our focus from what's missing in our lives to what's present, from what's wrong to what's right. It's a perspective that can transform our outlook on life. In the end, prayer is about connection. It connects us to God, to ourselves, and to the world around us. It makes us feel a part of something bigger, something greater than ourselves. It's a bridge that spans the gap between the human and the divine, between the earthly and the spiritual. Prayer connects us to something greater than ourselves, providing solace and strength. So when life's uncertainties weigh you down, turn to prayer. Let it be your guide, your comfort, your strength. Let it connect you to the divine and find strength in that connection. Surround yourself with a community that shares your faith. This is a mantra that can serve as a beacon of light in times of uncertainty. The power of community is something that can't be overstated, especially when we're navigating the unpredictable seas of life. Communities are like lighthouses. They stand firm and strong, providing a guiding light for those who are lost in the stormy waters. They offer a sense of belonging, a feeling of unity that strengthens our resolve and fortifies our faith. When we are part of a community, we are never alone. We have others to lean on, to share our burdens with, and to offer us support when we need it the most. They are the hands and feet of God, reaching out to us in our time of need, reminding us that we are loved and cared for. These communities can take many forms. They can be our families, our friends, our churches, or even online groups of like-minded individuals. The important thing is that they share our faith, our belief in a higher power, and our trust in God's plan. In times of uncertainty, these communities become our safe harbor. They provide us with the courage to face our doubts, to question our fears, and to seek answers. They remind us that it's okay not to have all the answers, that it's okay to feel lost. Because in a community, there is always someone who can lend a guiding hand, who can offer a comforting word, who can share a prayer. And it's often through this love and support that we find hope in uncertainty. When we see others who share our struggles, who have faced similar challenges, it gives us the strength to keep going. It reminds us that we are not alone in our journey, that we are part of something bigger. It allows us to see the beauty in the unknown, to find peace in the chaos, and to trust in God's plan. So remember, through the love and support of others, we often find hope in uncertainty. Embrace your community, lean on them in times of doubt, and allow them to help you find hope in the midst of uncertainty. Remember, faith doesn't eliminate questions or doubts. It simply changes our perspective. In our journey through life, we often find ourselves in the midst of uncertainty, grappling with questions that seem to have no answers. It's in these moments that our faith truly comes into play, helping us see the world through a different lens. Imagine you're in a vast forest, lost and unsure of which path to take. It's easy to feel overwhelmed, to question why you're there in the first place. But faith, my friends, is like a compass in that forest. It doesn't clear the trees or illuminate the path ahead, but it gives you a direction, a sense of purpose. It reassures you that even though you can't see it, there's a way out. Faith allows us to trust in the unseen, to believe in a greater plan that's beyond our understanding. It's like looking at a tapestry from the back, seeing only a jumbled mess of threads. We see the knots, the tangles, and the loose ends, and we wonder how this could possibly make any sense. But God, the master weaver, sees the other side. He sees the beautiful picture that these threads are forming, a picture that's beyond our comprehension from our limited view. Just as a painter steps back to see the whole canvas, faith gives us the ability to step back from our problems and see the bigger picture. We may not understand why we're facing these trials, but we trust that they're part of a larger narrative that's being woven together. We trust that every thread, no matter how tangled or frayed, has a purpose. In the grand tapestry of life, we only see a thread. Trust that God sees the entire masterpiece. He's the master weaver, intricately intertwining each thread to create a beautiful work of art. So when life leaves you questioning, when the forest seems too vast and the path too unclear, remember this. Your perspective may be limited, but your faith is limitless. Trust in the unseen. Trust in the greater plan. Trust that God sees the entire masterpiece. Ultimately, finding hope in uncertainty is about finding hope within yourself. It's a journey of self-discovery and resilience, a testament to the strength of the human spirit. And while the road may be winding and the path unclear, remember that each twist and turn, each stumbling block is shaping you into the person you were meant to be. Our challenges are not random misfortunes. They are the chisels that sculpt our character, the sandpaper that smoothens our rough edges. the fire that tempers our spirit. And through it all, God is there, the unseen hand guiding us, the silent whisper encouraging us to press on. So, when uncertainty surrounds you, look inward. Find the seed of hope within your heart and nurture it with faith. Let it be your anchor in the storm, your star in the darkest night. Trust that the challenges you face are shaping you into the person you were meant to be.